When I was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive breast cancer in March of 2012, I didn't get mad. I didn't even get mad when I found out that I had to have a double mastectomy, chemo, and radiation. Now, to be honest, when I found that information out, I got a little nervous, but I dug down deep inside and I found a strength that I never knew that I had. I faced the battle head on with my husband, friends, and family by my side, and leaning on God to get through it all. I'll admit, I was scared to lose my hair. What would it feel like? What would I look like bald? What would people think when they saw me? But I wasn't even mad about that. And I didn't even get mad when 5 weeks after chemo was done and 4 days before radiation was supposed to start, on September 20th of 2012, I wrecked my motorcycle and I broke both of my legs. I couldn't believe that happened to me in the middle of my breast cancer battle. I did get overwhelmed a few times, but again, with God, my friends, family, and a super loving and supportive husband, I got through that trial. Getting through cancer treatment and recovering from two broken legs was quite the battle, physically and mentally. God has used my story over and over again to inspire others. I don't keep quiet about my journey. I let people know what I've been through in hopes to encourage and inspire them, that they will be able to get through whatever challenge they're facing in their lives. I even got a tattoo to mark my journey so that it might spark conversations everywhere that I go. I've been married to my husband, Roy, for almost 15 years now. We knew we wanted a kid or kids someday, but life events in the first few years of our marriage kept us from being ready to have kids. Then we would pray about God's timing for having children. We kept feeling like we were supposed to wait. Just after I turned 40, we felt like it was time to start to try to get pregnant. It had been my lifelong dream to become a mom. The very week we were going to start trying to get pregnant is the very week I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I still didn't get mad. I trusted God. One of the first questions I asked my oncologist was, will I be able to get pregnant after going through the treatment I'm about to go through? And she let me know that she had seen plenty of young women my age go through this treatment and be able to get pregnant on the other side. After 12 surgeries in 3 years, from breast cancer and from the motorcycle accident, when January of 2015 came around and we were ready to start trying to get pregnant, I knew that there was a chance that chemo could have damaged my eggs and my ovaries. So that was the first thing we had to do, was check those. I had an ultrasound and a blood test that checked the levels that indicate if there are any eggs left. After impatiently waiting for about a week, I got the results. I got the call. The call that told me that chemo had zapped my eggs and ovaries and that I would not be able to genetically contribute if we decided to have a child. That's when I got mad. This made me very angry. Cancer and chemo had taken away my ability to have a child. That's when the anger hit. Take my breasts, take my hair, make me go through treatment that will render me weak and weary. That's fine. But you take away the ability to have a child. That brought me to my knees. My lifelong dream of being a mother was crushed by cancer. In many ways, I had lost my way. My amazing husband held me while I cried. He and my close friends gave me so many words of encouragement. I could hear God telling me, trust me. But how? I was angry. There was no way around this, no hope, no medical solution for me. I didn't have any eggs. And to use a donor egg or embryo would be too much of a risk of reoccurrence for my breast cancer. I was devastated. But something deep down in me told me to hold on. Something told me to trust the path and trust the process. My husband and I prayed and we talked about all of our options. And we decided we would be foster parents for the state. to fulfill my dream of being a mom that way. Problem solved, right? But something didn't feel right about that particular scenario. I paused. I just didn't understand or comprehend where I was. The word trust kept being reflected in my language, in my emotions, and in my somewhat admittedly shaken world. I just had to believe. Sorry, y'all. Then, one snowy day in February, I was looking through Facebook and came upon a post. Thanks. It's my friend. See, that was one of my support systems. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I'll get that in a minute. Then one snowy day in February, I was looking through Facebook and came upon a post from a ministry called Jonah's Journey. It caught my eye. I read up on this ministry, a unique ministry of faith. On their Facebook page, it states, Jonah's Journey offers a Christian alternative to the state foster care programs for the children of incarcerated, displaced, or homeless mothers. My heart was stirred, but this time it wasn't from anger. It wasn't from my inability or question of trust. My angered heart was moved to complete compassion, and I began to cry. I was reading about the mothers that are pregnant and incarcerated. These women had lost their way and had to give their babies up to state custody. Lost their way. Kind of like the feeling I felt when I was told I couldn't carry my own child. This ministry is about finding families that would be willing to take care of the babies while the mom was in prison, the ultimate goal being reunification. They needed to find their way. I realized that that meant at some point we would have to give the baby back to the mama. But what an awesome ministry, loving on that baby and giving mama the security that someone was out there that she could trust. In January, when I found out that my ability to have a baby was taken from me by cancer, I was angry. But I learned to trust in my Father. The very next month, God showed me what trust was really about. But this time it was different. I needed to allow someone else to trust me. What an amazing lesson. His plans are always better than ours. I had grieved the news of being infertile, and I was ready for God's plan, which was being a part of this ministry. He knew what I would go through, and he had a plan. In the depths of my despair, I didn't see it. But now I'm excited to be able to partner with this ministry and love on the mamas that are in jail and their babies. I get to be the hands and feet of Jesus to these women who have not made good decisions, but still deserve to be loved. And they deserve someone to trust. My second act, learning how to be someone's trust when they, like me, felt that they wouldn't be able to. Honestly, I never would have found the second act, the ministry, or even have been a part of it for that matter, if I had not traveled the path that I did with cancer. I can't wait to see where my path will take me next. What a blessing and what a service to the babies and the mamas that we'll get to love on. There's a chance it might even lead us to adoption, which would be awesome. But God knows the plan. Needless to say, my anger has been melted away, and I have learned how to trust on a deeper level, and by the love that I will now be able to show and to share because of the road I have traveled. My second act, it's giving a second chance to children who need the love of someone. And for that, I will trust in what is yet to come. Thank you.